Mr. Chairman, sir, I join all other members who have spoken on the debate on the address of the Honorable President, and I join them in thanking the Honorable President for her gracious address. Sir, many members have spoken on various points, and I will deal with some of these points a bit. I listened with great attention to what the Honorable, the leader of the opposition, had to say and the harsh words that he used for me and for our government. I thank him for that. The leader of the opposition talked about the problems of inflation, falling investment, problem in infrastructure. Many of these were raised by other honorable members also, and I will deal with them in time. However, the honorable the leader of the opposition has also referred to my role in the formulation and implementation of policy in relation to the allocation of 2G spectrum. The government was keen to have the matter discussed in Parliament, but this could not happen in the winter session. The leader of the opposition has alleged that I had distanced myself from key policy. Now, sir, as well as I know this issue will now be examined by the Joint Parliamentary Committee, and I have no doubt that it will bring out the full fact. However, I feel it is only appropriate that I should place the facts before the House and through the House before the people of our country. Since the issues involved are complex, I would not like to take too much time of the House at this time, but state only the essential. The government's policy of the pricing of spectrum was taken on the basis of a cabinet decision of 2003, which specifically left the issue to the determined by the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Telecommunication. Contrary to the allegation of the leader of the opposition, the record clearly shows that the then minister subsequently consulted the minister telecommunication, and the two ministers worked an agreed formula on spectrum charges, which was reported to me in a meeting on July 4, 2008. Furthermore, this decision that was put to me by the two ministers was in line with the recommendation which the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India made in its report of August 2007. This recommendation of Telecom Authority was based on the need to ensure a level playing field between the new entrants and the incumbents. The two ministers had agreed on this because of legacy consideration and accepted their recommendation. But when various reports appeared in the media about some scams in this, the matter was taken up for investigation by the CBI in 2009. The government at no stage interfered with this investigation. I am sure honorable members will recognize that government must also act with due process of law. I can assure the House that We are making every effort in this regard. No one should have any doubt that those found guilty of manipulating the system will be severely dealt with under the law. Sir, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition also talked about lack of decision making capacity in our government, that infrastructural sectors were going to docks, which is not at all effect if you see the record of the government's performance in this sector over the last few years. Sir, the other day, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, in his anger, charged us as being a scam ridden administration. He brought up the issues of Commonwealth Games. I have publicly stated that before the Games concluded on the 15th of August from the rampart of the Red Fort, that if any instance of wrongdoing were to be found, the guilty would not be spared. I stand by that commitment, and that process is underway. A high powered committee was appointed as soon as the games ended. The first report of that committee has become available. Action has been initiated on the basis of the findings in that report. But I would also urge the House not to lose sight of the good things that emerged out of these games. Sir, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition also brought out the issue of Antrix Devas Agreement. All this happened when the party of which the leader of the opposition belonged to was in power and led the NDA government, and the then Prime Minister was also Minister in charge of the Department of Sports, as I am. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition has stated that this is the mother of all sweethearts deals, and has spoken of figures in range of lakhs of crores. These are confounding techniques of which my honorable friend is a great master. He has asked who determines these prices, and now through you, sir, I would like to inform this august House that the decision to open satellite services of non government parties, including Indian and foreign private parties, was taken and approved by the Government of India in 1997. Thereafter, the norms, the guidelines, and procedures to operationalize this policy were approved in the year 2000 by the Cabinet, of which the Honorable Leader of the Opposition was himself a distinguished member. However, a high powered review committee has been set up, and the government will take all requisite actions based on its findings and recommendations